Hello everybody and welcome to, I don't know. This is going to be something a little bit different. I really don't know what I'm going to do or say, and this is going to be way more ranty than anything. Also, it's extremely late. Like, honestly, I probably should have done this a month ago, but oh well. Just to give some background, I am someone who loves superheroes. Like, I'm not the biggest comic book fan, but I'm interested in the history, the lore, and everything. And two of those heroes happen to be Batman and Superman. I really like them as heroes, and just as characters in general. I think they're deep, I think they're interesting, I think they have tons of like great backstory and lore to go with them. And that is why I really dislike Batman v Superman. That movie was just so... I'm not going to say it was a bad movie, but I will say it was a wrong movie. Like, everything about it was just wrong. I mean, there's very little I can say that was right about. And I'm just going to give my thoughts on it. Batman and Superman are not Batman and Superman. At least not in that movie. They are, respectively, some rich guy with too much time on his hands, and a guy with super strength and can fly. That is basically all they are. They're not the characters that comic book fans have come to love and adore. And they're not even, like, different, like, takes on the characters either. Well, I guess they're different takes, but they're not, like... They lose all of the feeling of the actual characters. They feel like completely different characters that aren't even ones we know. I mean, getting to spoiler territory here, which this entire thing's probably going to be from this point on, so just in case. Batman is someone who kills. And to me at least, that's my biggest issue with it. Like, I know that movie-wise at least, Batman has killed before. And that is completely... Him killing is something I don't really like, but I am okay with it. I can accept it if, like, everything else is fine. Like, if he still feels like Batman, but he just kills because he feels he has to, okay, that's completely fine. I can understand that. But this Batman, he kills just because he can, really. And that is something that Batman would never do in my eyes. Like, Batman should be one of the paragons of the DC universe. He should be someone everyone wants to be, everyone strives to be, even though he's just normal. In fact, I would say that besides his, like, all his martial arts training and money, I would say that his superpower are his strong morals and, like, how intensely he feels about them. You can make an argument that he feels so intense that killing crime is the only answer, but that's what I feel makes him not feel like Batman. I mean, it'd be completely okay if they just at least made it a moral dilemma. But it's not. It's just Batman's killing. And there has been things, like press, media, and whatnot, where Zack Snyder has said, like, this is a different take on Batman, and we want it to be different, and just everything. Like, he's a more weathered Batman. He's a Batman who's been fighting for, I think, about 20 years at this point. And, okay, cool, completely fine. But if he's a Batman like that, if he's a Batman that's so different from Batman, why are you introducing him into your universe as that Batman? You're giving us no background for the events that made him into this. You're just giving... All we're getting is the Batman that kills. We're not getting what came before it, all the character development that led up to it, any development of his, like, actual character. Like, if this movie was, like, the third one with Batman in it in this whole new DC movie universe, then that'd be, I could see a natural progression to that. Like, I probably still wouldn't have liked it, but it would have at least made more sense, and it wouldn't have been such a shocking thing. But they don't build up to it. It's just, Batman's been working for 20 years, and he's mad at crime, so he starts killing people. And that is just, that's not Batman. And in no circumstances, I'm always going by this, in no circumstances would Batman use an actual gun, which he does quite a few times during this film, and that is a sin. Batman is better than guns. That's his whole thing. And him using guns it really just ruined him for me. And then there's Superman. Superman also isn't Superman. Like, I'll give Batman at least, like, you could sort of see a progression with him. Who the hell is Superman? Superman is just, for the DC universe, Superman should be another paragon of morals. He should be, like, while Batman is, like, the more dark, realistic side, but still, like, fighting for what's right and always wanting to do what's right, Superman should be on the opposite end. He can do anything, so he should do all he can to save people, save everyone, and I think that's what makes his character a lot more interesting. Like, if someone gets indirectly killed by him, he'll blame himself, and he'll be sad about it, but he'll still keep on trying to do the right thing. That is way more motivating than just, yeah, I got super alien powers and I'm just pretty much doing what I want. Woo. That Superman isn't Superman. He is not a strong person at all. At least emotionally and mentally. Superman is, I don't even know what to say about Superman, because it's really hard to draw comparisons with, like, actual Superman, because they're just so radically different. This Superman is a Superman who will kill if they're a bad guy. And just, again, to me, that's not Superman. If Superman could see a way to not kill someone, I'm pretty sure he would. And even if he didn't see a way to not kill someone, I'm pretty sure he would still try to find a way to not kill anyone. That is Superman. He wants to be good for every single person. He wants to save everyone, good or bad. That's what makes him Superman. It's the entire thing. He's supposed to be better than any man. And in this movie, he's really not. And it really, that's just something that really upsets me. Also, he is a bit quick to anger in this movie. Like, the titular Batman v Superman fight, it can literally be solved with like 5 words, but he's like, nope. I'm gonna vaguely allude to my mom being kidnapped, and now I'm going to fight you. And everyone's already joking about the entire Martha thing, so I'm not gonna throw in my 2 cents there. So, Batman and Superman. Them two, they're not Batman. They're not Superman. They don't have any morals, really. They're giant hypocrites because, like, they're mad at the other one for killing and doing their own vigilante brand of justice. They literally have the same motivation to fight each other. And their motivation is the weakest thing ever. Like, there's really no reason for them to fight. Then again, there's no reason for them to be friends either, so I guess you did have to make a movie, apparently. There is also no fun in this movie, and there is no love for any aspects of the characters, besides Alfred. Alfred is great, and that is just, I love Alfred. On Superman's side, Lois Lane, she does stuff, she talks to people, finds out Lex Luthor is the bad guy. Never would have guessed that. And I guess she also did almost drown. She did a better job in Man of Steel of not being just the damsel in distress. Here, not so much. And then there was Jimmy Olsen, who for a lot of people probably don't know. Jimmy Olsen was the cameraman at the very beginning of the movie. He got shot. Superman supporting cast member who, in most things, I don't think we've ever seen a very good depiction of Jimmy Olsen. Like, not one that's faithful to the comics. And this one just, like, ruined any chance in the movies. Maybe there'll be a rewrite in the future with Jimmy Olsen's son, a la Smallville. And maybe that'll be fine. Maybe not. I really don't have high hopes. Best Jimmy Olsen we have right now is on Supergirl. Just to throw that in. Supergirl. That's a Superman story where there is a lot of love and a lot of fun. And really all the flaws just get offset by the love and fun. This movie, however, all the flaws are heightened by its lack of fun and its lack of love. It's just all dark, wanting to be gritty, wanting to be just... And the thing that makes that annoying too is that there's games like Batman Arkham Asylum or The Dark Knight where they do dark, especially with Batman in particular, really freaking well. But they also have that fun and the love, and this movie just doesn't. There's literally like there's just nothing. There's no moral dilemmas. There's no reason for there's no reason why they team up. And Lex Luthor is pretty much the Joker too, which I mean that's pretty cool. And if you're gonna make Lex Luthor the Joker, then go for it. At least you'll have just the slight bit of fun that this movie needed. We don't get a really cool Lex Luthor, but I mean, he's a pretty cool Joker impersonator. I'll give him that. Seriously though, Lex Luthor was one of the better parts of the movie just because he brought in something different. I won't say he was a good Lex Luthor, but he was definitely... I liked him as a villain. If he had any other name, then I'd be totally fine. Justice League is in there too. For being called Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, you don't really see that much of the Justice League, and what you do see of them is kind of cool, but just because of the movie that surrounds them, it just brings out, like, it takes out all hope of having a fun-filled Justice League with all their powers teaming up to go against threats of a massive scale and just get along with each other. You get the feeling that you're gonna get a dark movie where everyone's gonna be yelling at each other. No one's gonna want to actually fight. No one's gonna want to actually do anything. And that brings me to another point. Batman and Superman in this movie, they are not heroes. I refuse to say they are heroes. They are soldiers at best. And they're not even like, I don't know. They aren't heroes though. They just kill and they do what they want. The most heroic thing they did was stop a monster from destroying, like, it was never implied, but it's pretty much just a foregone conclusion that Doomsday, who's also in this movie, spoiler, Doomsday would have probably destroyed the world if left unchecked. So, if the most heroic thing is stopping the only threat to the world because you just happen to have a kryptonite weapon laying around, then yay. I don't know. It's just... That's really the most heroic thing I found in the movie, and that doesn't make them heroes. Not at all. Wonder Woman's in the movie. Wonder Woman is actually pretty cool in this movie. She is also one of the better parts of this movie. I mean, She doesn't do that much, but for what she does do, she does it really well. And I don't know, her backstory is kind of her backstory is kind of interesting. It's definitely not like I don't want to say it's not deep because I feel that it is, but it really doesn't give the feeling that her movie's gonna be any fun either. None of the characters in this movie feel like they're ever going to be fun. Like, the closest thing to a joke in the movie was was Batman's line near the end, Superman's line near the end, where Superman asked Batman if Wonder Woman was with him. That is such a cliche joke that's been done a million times, and that was the most fun those three powerhouses of the DC universe had. Like, in comics, they are literally called the Power Trio, or the Holy Trinity, or whatever. They are the three, like, most outstanding members of the DC universe, Justice League-wise at least. And just them not... They don't give anything off but bad vibes, and just, I don't know, this movie doesn't feel like it doesn't feel like it has any real feeling besides just trying to be dark and sad, and it's really not. Like, it's doing the thing where it's trying to play on audience sympathy so much that you're just apathetic to the entire thing. Like, there's no reason to be really invested anymore, besides that their names are Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman. I mean, the world they live in is sort of a crapsack world, and they're people who are just completely willing to kill, just like any other normal guy. They aren't the heroes they are named after. Well, Wonder Woman, I'll say she is pretty much her, but everyone else is just not, and it's sad. The movie isn't a bad movie though. I still won't say it's a bad movie, but I will say it's not a Batman v Superman movie. It's just normal guy versus superpowered guy movie. And I mean, in some cases that's perfectly fine. In others, I really wish we got a real Batman v Superman movie with the actual characters, with their morals, and their willingness to help people, and just everything that made them, made them lovable, made them what we wanted to see, had their different ideologies fight. I know I'm probably just saying things that a bajillion other people have already said, but yeah, I mean, like, I thought I'd just give my thoughts on it, especially after seeing it again, and it's just... the movie does make me sad, but it also makes me hopeful, because we have the DC TV shows, which do have that air of fun, yet they also have that air of some sadness, and they're doing so much, they are so much better. And it makes me hopeful that DC will maybe see this and will realize their problems and see what the TV shows and all of those are doing. Look at Marvel even. See what all of them are doing to make all of their things successful. And maybe by Justice League, we'll get a real superhero movie from DC. It really didn't make me as mad as Man of Steel, though. But I think that's just because I'm used to this new Superman at this point. At least Man of Steel did have the moral question of, is killing Zod right? Even if it was only for like 10 seconds. At least it had that. Anyways, guys, this was completely random, and I just wanted to do something because I rarely express my superhero side. And, it never hurts to express them. I mean, I like talking about this stuff. I might do more of it. Who knows? Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for now, and I shall see you guys later.